It was still dark in the early hours of February 28, 1994, when 6 volunteer pilots lifted off on a mission they knew could cost them their lives, flying straight into a NATO-enforced no-fly zone over Bosnia, led by experienced Bosnian Serb pilot Ranko Vukmirovic. The formation was made up of Jastreb J-21 attack jets, aging aircraft that stood no chance against modern NATO fighters in speed, maneuverability, or firepower. Yet the pilots pressed on, flying dangerously low to stay beneath radar coverage, hoping terrain would hide them. But as their target, a weapons factory, came into view, they had no choice but to climb to nearly 2,000 meters to begin their bombing run. And the moment they did, their aircraft lit up NATO radar screens like flares in the night. 50 miles away, 2 U.S. Air Force F-16 Fighting Falcons patrolling the skies received the alert. 6 unknown aircraft detected, moving fast and flanking. The order was clear: intercept immediately. The Falcons banked sharply and accelerated, closing the distance with ease. While below, Vukmirovic armed his bombs, positioning his flight in pairs for the attack, when a chilling radio call cut through the cockpit. American aircraft ahead. His stomach tightened as white contrails appeared in front of them, slicing through the sky. He took a breath and made the call to continue, knowing that in previous encounters, NATO jets had only warned them, never fired, but this time felt different. The F-16s screamed past at incredible speed, a show of dominance, the American pilots even joking over the radio. Yet the Jastreb pilots stayed focused, lining up their optical sights, and one by one, the old jets released their 550-pound bombs, crude but effective, striking the factory from multiple directions. The mission objective was complete, but the war in the sky was just beginning. NATO command cleared the F-16s to engage, weapons free, and the Falcons rolled in behind the retreating Jastrebs, selecting air-to-air mode, radar locks snapping onto targets. An AIM-120 AMRAAM leapt from an F-16's wing with the cold call. Fox 3, racing toward its mark. At the back of the formation, pilot Zlatan Chernalic saw a blinding flash and realized his wingman's aircraft had been torn apart mid-air. Panic erupted over the radio. "Scatter! Run!" The remaining J-21s dove for the valleys, splitting up as they fled through the hills. Chernalic suddenly alone, heart pounding as he spotted an F-16 locked onto his tail. A Sidewinder missile was launched. Fox 2, chasing the heat of his engines, he skimmed dangerously low, barely clearing power lines. The missile detonated nearby, shredding part of his tail. His aircraft damaged but still flying. His radio dead, isolated and expecting death at any second, until the American jet suddenly peeled away, fuel forcing it to disengage. Elsewhere in the valleys, another Jastreb pair was not so lucky. An AMRAAM slammed into one jet, vaporizing it instantly. The surviving pilot tried to evade, but a second missile tore through his engines, flames engulfing the cockpit. With seconds to spare, he ejected, parachuting down as his aircraft disintegrated below. The F-16s pressed on despite dwindling fuel, determined to finish the fight. Vukmirovic and his wingman Goran Zaric heard their comrades fall one by one, hope fading as an F-16 appeared behind them. A missile launched, exploding close enough to rattle Vukmirovic's aircraft but not destroy it. And just as suddenly, the American jet turned away, out of fuel, a fleeting moment of survival, but it didn't last. 2 fresh NATO F-16s arrived on the horizon. The chase resumed, relentless and inevitable. The Jastrebs dove again into the valleys, terrain their only shield. In desperation, Vukmirovic made a final gamble, flying straight toward a cliff, planning a last-second pull-up. The jets raced toward the ground. "Pull up!" he shouted. The maneuver crushed them with G-forces, but tragedy struck. Vukmirovic's aircraft clipped the terrain and erupted into flames. No ejection, no escape. Moments later, Zaric was hit by a missile, his jet exploding as he ejected too low for his parachute to deploy. The sky fell silent as another life was lost. The F-16s hunted the final surviving Jastreb, Chernalic, limping home with a damaged jet. When an F-16 roared past him, fear surged. He pulled up, preparing to eject, but instead of firing, the American pilot pulled alongside, locked eyes with him, raised a hand in salute, and turned away, sparing his life. Out of the 6 volunteers who launched that morning, only 3 returned. an event remembered as the Banja Luka incident, marking NATO's first combat engagement in history. U.S. pilot Robert Wilbur Wright scored 3 aerial victories that day, the most by a USAF pilot in a single mission since Korea, while Stephen "Yogi" Allen claimed another, and years later, Cernalich would reflect with remarkable calm, saying there was no hatred, only duty on both sides, a reminder that even in the deadliest moments of aerial combat, humanity can still break through. If you enjoy deep-dive aviation stories like this one and want more true moments from the skies told with accuracy and respect, make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay with us for the next